This is why we play. gaming is something more.
It's a community made vibrant and real by AI.
Technology helps us to be part of something bigger.
Games play as if they were real life.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now.
This is why we play. A community.
Thousands of communities.
Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot it, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd.
Nothing can hold you back.
So, why do you play?
I run this town, ain't backing down, we going in rounds. Yeah, the money's will blow, but these roots too deep. I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Watch everything we work for fall in line. We gon' give it our all until the end of time.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The start of a brand new journey for the TEC Challenger Series official VCT off-season 2023. Our title sponsors are Lenovo and Intel, and our gaming monitor partners are none other than ViewSonic. We're now back here in towards the action. Of course, we're going to be jumping on down over to the online qualifiers because don't forget, ladies and gents, it's going to be an extremely big extravaganza for this tournament. A lot of teams, a lot of matches, and a lot of moolah to be earned as well. Don't forget that the teams that go through the online qualifiers here will be heading on down over into the group stages up against 8 invited teams. So pretty much everyone has a chance of winning something big here, but only if you make it through groups.
Yep, definitely. Invited teams bring in a lot of experience with themselves. So the qualified teams, they need to learn a lot when it comes down to the online qualifiers itself. They need to study these teams and then make it to the group stage because what's on stake right now is a whooping prize pool of 15 lakhs INR. First place, they take away 7 lakhs. Second place, 5 lakhs. Third, 2 lakhs. In the fourth place as well, takes away 1 lakh INR. This is a huge amount coming up, and I feel all the top 4 teams who are get rewarded. I mean, come on, the first place itself, you guys have the opportunity to take not just the prize pool, not just the trophy, not just anything else, but the bragging rights. The title itself is what I'm talking about. It's Lenovo and Intel presents the Esports Club Challenger Series 2023 VCT off-season official event. So you guys know how important this is going to be. And right now, for whom this is going to matter the most is the teams that are performing right now. What do you have to say?
FTR going up against GGEZ. Now, this is going to be quite an interesting feat coming in from both of these teams because don't forget, these are all underdog teams. And overall, when an underdog team starts to show up, they don't really have a lot of information on what they're capable of as a team. You don't have any bots to review. You can't really check them out of what they've been doing in the past. So it all really comes down to you being an absolute unit on your own team and having the team play in coordination, and of course the adaptability to take away maps from your opposition. Looking at the map pool as well, it's going to be quite interesting and quite out of the ordinary as well. Bind, Lotus, and Breeze getting picked up. It seems as though a lot of these Indian teams have started to slowly shift their attention away from maps such as Split, Ascent, and Haven, and try to pick up Lotus and Breeze now.
Yeah, definitely. The pick of Lotus is something that we've been seeing for a quite long time now. It goes down to Bind being the very first map itself. So, Bind, my personal favorite, to be very honest. The love that I have for Bind is something I cannot express in words. Going down to Breeze being the decider map, it's a dicey map over and over again. The recent changes in the map itself, they say a lot, and mid is where the focus needs to be whenever it goes down to the map of Breeze. So, I feel any one of these teams, if they ended on the note of Lotus itself, they wouldn't have a difficult run going down to Breeze. But let's see if that's going to be the case. We have Team GG's going up against FTR. And to start things off on the map of Bind itself, Defender is going to be FTR, and the map pick is of GG. So advantage does lies in the favors of GG's. They got the map for themselves, but the side pick is in the favors of FTR.
Completely agree with you there. Overall, though, I do believe we're going to be witnessing some very, how do you put it, interesting compositions overall, or it could be
Mm-hmm.
much more tried to tested and standard, with the Viper and the Brimstone being a very common pickup for this particular map. Or on the other side
Yep.
of the spectrum, we could be headed over to a possible double duelist composition. A lot of teams have been picking up on that double duelist to just showcase its strengths, but with the lack of utility in some cases, it's just a lot of trouble. Overall, though, we're going to slow things down here and take a couple of steps back and see exactly what these teams are going to showcase to us in towards this match today. But in my opinion,
Yeah.
Bind is not going to be that much of an interesting pickup overall. But when you go to a
Mm-hmm.
map such as Lotus and Breeze, that's where things will be a lot more interesting. It seems as though a Euro is going to get picked up. Not really out of the ordinary here. A lot of teams have started to see the potential of Euro on this particular map because of the close quarter engagements and, of course, the one way flashes that you can go for. But how much is this going to help them? That's going to be the big ask.
Yeah, definitely. That is going to be a big ask coming up. The investment of Viper on the sides of FTR coming down on the sides of defensive is what I can see. But on the other side, double duelist coming up over and over again. I mean, pretty understandable as we were having a word about it, right? The double duelist composition on the attacking side is going to be really important and really crucial. And alongside that, whenever we talk about the duelist being invested right now, Yoru, more or less, when I talk about race, that's a moment agent coming up. But Yoru, again, the flashes, they need to be on point, and the teleporters can actually help the movement in the faster terms as well. On the other side, we do have a Euro pickup coming in, and that's going to be a double duel list on the other side as well. So, more or less, I feel near to mirror comms. Yep, it is near to mirror comms.
Yep. It's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio coming in from both of these teams, but
Yeah.
whoever plays it better is going to be what really decides all of this. Overall, though, I don't really personally hate mirror compositions because it allows a
Mm-hmm.
team to really just test the limits of their composition and showcase exactly what they can do as a roster and as a team. Overall, though, I'm going to look to see what the defense is going to pull off here because I want them to be a little bit more proactive, utilize that Euro utility to just be a nuisance early on and bait out the attackers util because currently from what we have seen, Euros have a really tough time trying to play this map against attacker-sided Euros because
Yeah.
the defense Euro just has a tendency of slowing down his takes and he doesn't really take a lot of risk. Euro is one of those characters that you just cannot play safe with. You need to go in for outplays. You need to use those one-way flashes on towards choke points and get that early frag and lead for your team because as soon as you try to use your utility to save your teammates or maybe try to entry on
Mm-hmm.
towards the side, there's a good chance that the Euro doesn't get a lot of value. And we have
Yeah.
seen this be a problem for a lot of the professional level Euro players as well when you look at the international scene. And the person who does it best is Forsaken, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
That guy is something completely different, and he uses his utility in what way? To gain an early advantage on the defense and to find that early frag. He never tries to use his utility and hold onto it to set up his teammates because he knows that a Euro util setup, it's very difficult to find unless the team play in coordination and in the moment, the game plan is just spot on.
That's going to be completely true. Also, the investment of also the fact that they haven't invested onto a SOVA. I mean, yeah, there are very few stances when we do see SOVA being invested, but again, the information is something they need to rely on. To They do have an initiator to work around with. That's going to be in terms of Sky itself, but again, there are some crucial differences that comes up between the Sky and the SOVA itself. So that's going to differentiate a lot, but it all comes down to the initial pistol round as well. Both of these teams, they have decided the map. It's going to be Bind, and I'm really happy, to be very honest. Aggressive. I'm really happy starting things off on the map of Bind itself. I mean, it's a really good map. I feel it does not favor any single of the side. It's more like a balanced map coming up. So I do expect a 7-5 or maybe a 6-6 coming up as the very first half scoreline.
I'm personally gonna think that there's a good chance as we're jumping in towards the game. Our producer is having a little bit of fun
Yeah.
out there in the background, but that's completely fine and dandy. As we're finally in towards the
Ah.
game, ladies and gents. No technical issues, I do hope, because today has been a little bit rough, but overall, I think both of these
Oh,
teams they're
come
gonna be
on.
happy about this one.
Well,
Never mind.
definitely, but yeah, it's. I was just about to say that you jinxed it, and it's for real. We just heard something in our headphones, but we'll scratch it for now because we are in the match itself. It's going to be the map of Pine coming up and get the player composition from the sides of FTR and Team GGs. I guess Chamber is the only one to differentiate onto right now. There's no investment of Viper coming up from the sides of GGs, and there's going to be FTR with a Viper for themselves. There's a great Viper play that can be made, when it comes down to Bind itself. So investing onto an Viper in the defending half is going to benefit them a lot. And coming down to the sides of attacking as well, they have the double duelist composition. So things seems to be working. But again, I'm really excited to see on how the chamber plays work for the sides of Team GG's right now. What do you think is gonna change?
I think the fact that the chamber is there allows the attackers at least to go in for a lot more of those aggressive picks.
Mm-hmm.
The chamber needs to take risks, and it all depends on what the chamber is going to be capable of here. Purely with him walking into a sideline, taking an early fight, and then being able to get away with it scotch free. It's a lot of pressure, but I do believe that he should be able to do it purely if the
Yeah.
Viper sets him up. On two sides, we do see that the Viper is present on one, but on the other end, it is a double dealers composition as expected. The members of GGEZ are not really going for something out of the ordinary or something very difficult for them to pull off.
Yeah.
But that's where I do think they will suffer. Unless, and of course, the members of FTR are going to give away the space for free. It's going to take a
Mm-hmm.
while for them.
See, I told you jinxed it. I did tell you
I
that
did.
you jinxed it, and we are back here. Small disconnection issues that we are facing right now. If there's one person to blame on to, that's gonna be my co-caster Aggressive, because he was quite excited and happy for the fact that we are getting into this map very flawlessly, and here we are. But yeah, jokes apart, very soon we will be into the match itself, and this is a best of three. Let me remind you guys over and over again. We are gonna witness a best of three series coming on your screens for quite few days now, and it's going to be interesting, right? Whenever it goes down to a best of one, it's about a do or die situation. Both of these teams either ways have no chances whatsoever. It's either you perform in one single match or it's done for. But when it goes down to a best of three, it's all right if you're not able to perform in one map, or maybe that map is not your stronger one. But when it goes down to the second one, that might be a stronger map that you choose for yourself. So that's where the best of three series do matter, and both of these teams, they get an equalize opportunity to showcase on what map they are good at, and it all goes down to the decider as well. I mean, at the end of the day, the decider decides a lot of things if it's a 1-all scoreline coming up.
Another big thing is that whenever you are an unknown quantity and whenever you're going through the online qualifiers, there's a good
Mm-hmm.
chance that you run into a team that you have no idea on, and yeah, you pick up your much more comfortable map. You favor this particular map for yourself, but then again, how do you know that the enemy team is also not proficient on this particular map? So
Exactly.
there is no real way you can go in for counter picks and setups that will completely take your opposition by surprise. it all will come down to the adaptability factor. And as we're waiting for the players to get on back into his game and settle themselves, I'm really hoping to see a little bit more innovation, because
Mm-hmm.
normally when you're playing a double dealers composition, things become very stagnant when you're waiting for your opponents to make that first mistake, or in some cases where you just wholeheartedly push into them, and then it's the attackers who just completely change up their style. They're like, no, we're not going to push anymore, we're going to wait for them to make that first move, make that first mistake, and that will allow us to take full control. But as GGEZ, they're the ones who are starting off on the attack.
Yeah.
What's their game plan? They're going up against a composition that is heavily favored in that defensive side. Plus, they're using a brimstone and not an omen. That means you have even more utility to contest for, and an orbital strike that can be coming upon your heads if you do not take control of both the ult orbs properly here.
There's a lot of discussion that can be done before heading in the map itself, but you know what, at the end of the day it all depends on what both of these teams have planned for. Obviously, before
True.
getting into the server itself, they have had a lot of team discussions, a lot of strategies to be talked about, and I hope they are on point, because I feel both of these teams, they are a surprise for everyone out there. Yes, there are few players who we've been hearing for a long time now, but rather than that, as a team play, I feel both of these teams, for me at least, aggressive. They are a surprising package. I'm not really sure on how big or how small the surprise is gonna be, but I'm excited right now. And as you said the previous time, right, you do not have any idea of what your opponents are planning to do. More or less, you just have to look at the agent composition that they are going further with, the map selections. You just need to imagine the strategies that they might put forward in the map itself, and that's how you can actually work on to. Now when it goes down to best of 3, again, you have an opportunity, you play one map against them, and that's where you try to read them. You are able to read them, and you get it to the point where you can actually play against them. But I'm really happy that it's not a best of 1 for now, because if that would have been the case, these players, it would have been done for. It would have been so deadly to compete down to a best of 1 and a single elimination as well. So it's kind of heartbreaking, right?
Yeah, that's for certain. It all really comes down to these qualifier stages, because don't forget, when
Yeah.
you're on these qualifiers, you get that opportunity to really showcase yourself and put yourself out there in a scene that is pretty much going to be filled with veterans. Don't forget, the top 8
Yeah.
invited teams are already in the group stages. You're trying to make your way through a gauntlet of players that have been gunning for this opportunity to play in an off season. They
Yeah.
got the opportunity, and we at the Esports Club are giving it to them. They're here to showcase exactly what they're capable of and tell us as casters and of course as the audience that you need to watch out for us in these group stages as well. We should be able to take down the veterans, but only if we showcase a good sense of strategy for what we are going to bring here today. I'm going to be keeping my eyes out on a lot of these teams because, personally, in my opinion, I believe that there's a lot of talented individuals out there who haven't really gotten the chance to get shown up in the spotlight just yet. And this
Yeah.
tournament here, these online qualifiers, will give them that specific spotlight. And maybe you never really know. There could be some players that get picked up by other organizations down the line because of their performance in these
Exactly.
qualifiers.
I mean, this is a huge platform, isn't it? Every single time we have had an open qualifier for all the underdogs team to register and to showcase on what you guys can show to the entire world
True.
out there. And after the registration coming to an end, we've had a lot of teams. The offline matches were taking place. There were a lot of teams getting eliminated as well. But here's the thing, right? If you are even getting eliminated, you take back a lot of learning with you. You learn a lot from these teams in terms of strategies, in terms of your aim routine, maybe on how to improve your aim. There's a lot of things that do keep happening here and there, and that's where learning actually matters. Right now, the fact that we have 8 invited teams in the upcoming stages is going to actually make a great impact on the teams who are going to make it from this stage to the further, because right now they have time to give their best, to do something out of the box, re-strategize over and over again, work on their mistake, look at what the other teams are doing. But on the other side, the 8 invited teams, they are directly going to join us in the group stages further on. So for them, I feel it's more like experienced player going up against new talents, and when this composition comes up, it has to be deadly, right?
Yeah, it has to be. But for now, I think we take a couple of steps back and give the teams a little bit of an opportunity to get themselves back in towards the group. Players are still connecting, ladies and gentlemen. Not much that we can do to try and expedite this process, but you'll have to stick with us for a little while longer. And as you're here, make sure to hit the like and hit the subscribe button as well, because don't forget, this is just the online qualifiers. We still have the group stages, and then, of course, the playoffs. It's going to be a long tournament, almost 11 days, I believe, of non-stop action from start all the way up to the very end. And here at the Esports Club, we always have you covered when it comes to high-octane esports action. But overall, we are going to be jumping in towards the game. The producer did give us the call out in his incredible war cry voice.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I really wanted to highlight the fact the way the producer just got us with the call itself, but okay, nevertheless, he was pretty energized. It has been an electrifying experience already, and now we are in the pistol round itself, the very first important round coming up. A lot of aggression, the flashes are on point, but the frags, yes, they will be there, but not in the way they should be. Meron with a paint Shelly finds one onto the Euro, and it all goes down to one last remaining player. Team GG's jump peaks, not gonna matter. Spartan gets taken down. 1v3 is what the call looks like. Even it was like a blink of second, and Team GG's, they've been denied for every single thing. The flashes were on point, the peaks were there, and it all goes down to track DC Rules being the last surviving player. I mean, is that how it's pronounced? Okay.
Yeah, DC Rules. This guy was a phenomenal player for the guys of Astor Army. But here, he's trying to showcase what he can do here on his own.
Yeah.
Marin has the boombot to try and stop this hit from coming through. Don't forget, DC Rules still has the spike to play around with here. That's the sky right around the corner. Azen's just trying to bait him out a little bit here. Flash comes through. Doesn't really find the catch here. As DC Rules still stuck in the corners. Gonna be able to survive this one. Goes for the fake plant. Good for another kill. And 2v2. Wait a second. DC Rules. Maybe he can turn this one around and maybe get a clutch for his team. From a 1v4 down to a 1v2. Opportunities present. He has the teleporter up. If he wants to try take this fight, but he misses out on a very crucial duel. If he got that kill over towards Azen, this clutch was very much probable. But here, not just yet. One round in the hands of GGEZ. Sorry, not GGEZ, of course, FTR. They played this one phenomenally.
They definitely did a good try coming up, but look at what all happened towards the B long itself. The flashes were there. It went off as well. I mean, yeah, the flash did not actually work to get the frags out there, but that was completely fine. It got all the 4 players into a lot of problem, a lot of mess. Team FTR with the very first round for themselves. Team GG's, it all went down to one last remaining player, DC Rules. And more or less a 1v3, a 1v2 in the pistol round itself. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of confidence and experience coming up with that one single player. But at the end of the day, 2 players and 3 players coming together, it's gonna get them into a lot of difficulty. The spike was planted, so they do have an advantage. They would be investing onto few sheriffs here and there, but for now, it's gonna be a good buy coming up from the sides of the FTR as well. The Headhunter 1, 2, 3 as the third one does it, and that's gonna be Azen done. 4 right clicks coming up, Brimstone. The entire mag, literally 3 remaining bullets to take 1 player down. GG's, they've lost 1, but they got 1 in return.
It for attack for them here. The members of GGEZ, they're gonna try to hold down the line for this Thrifty. 1 more kill is what they require, but I don't think it's gonna be that easy to find. DC Rules over to the opposite side, and Trinity comes in clutch here. Angles are good, and their crossfires are just absolutely gorgeous. GGEZ, they started off on the wrong foot, but when it comes down to the Thrifties, these guys know what they are doing. Control is present and the aim is just phenomenal. As FDR just fell flat on their faces. They didn't even know what hit them for this Thrifty round to come through here.
Yep, it's a bold statement coming up from the sides of Team GG's, I would say. To convert the second round itself, I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time now. You get the pistol, you have an advantage, and then third round is where everything starts to unfold. But right now, in the second round itself, getting a Thrifty on both GG's, they have made a bold statement out there that it's not so easy to take them down. Let's see if they are able to continue this, but for now, the guiding light will come in the information. Yes, it will be relied on to Azen trying to take one down,
oh,
but
good shot.
Yeah, it definitely was a phenomenal shot, Azen. He just got deleted, and so is the case with DC Rules out there. Again, a 1-for-1 trade coming up. But look at the smoke. There's a gap in the smoke. Maroon is low. Viper gets taken down. The site is open for execution. GG's will be going in for the plant.
Spike planted.
Phenomenal start coming in from them. So do see another little bit of a fight. Like Belly.
Player standing.
Just free kills all around. There's not much that the members of FTR can even do here to try and survive this one. Trinity, instant peek out and an instant slap to the face. Brimstone takes a back seat as the members of GGEZ are showcasing their prowess with a better weaponry. But do they have the same level of potential when it comes down to the buy rounds from their opponents as well? As Team FTR, finally they have proper weapons in their hands. And hopefully, just hopefully, the composition that they run needs to work on this defensive side. If they do not get at the bare minimum of 6 rounds on this half, or they need more than this, 8 rounds, mind you, it will end really badly for them.
Definitely. Once again, B long is what the execution is like, but hey, what's going on? Alright, I just thought for a moment that we might head into one more timeout, but what? Not the best of the timing out there, but Yoru finds one. That's going to be Trinixie done for. One more might be the case, but no, not able to connect this shot. Equinox, he just gets the trade out of that situation. 1-for-2 trade. GG's on top for now. 4 remaining players for them. They can have the side completely for themselves, but on the other side, the rotation needs to be called off. All the players have made their way towards the A side, and the spike gets planted. It goes down to the retake scenario over and over again. 3 remaining players. Not really sure on how this retake is going to work. I mean, look at both of these flashes. Equinox can actually create a big mess coming for all of these players. Son finds one. DC will finds one, goes back, and now it's all down to Raze being one last player. The satchel is present as the flash comes in. Son finds him, shuts him down. GG's with the third one. But, aggressive, the usage of abilities at this point of time. Flashes are on point. At this point of time, I thought Yoru did mess up, but it's completely alright. The teammate was right present behind the back to give him that cover. The flashes were there, with the Yoru, with the Sky, every single player. They do have a lot of flashy agents to play around with, and that's actually helping them right now.
That's true. Mine is one of those maps that having those flash agents and flash initiators just completely changes the flow of the game. And there's a reason why people are saying that Sky is the best initiator on this map. She has information gathering utility. She has the Trailblazer to give you a lot of info. You can walk right up behind it. It gives you so much value. But for the members of FTR, it seems to be another fast and heavy rush in towards this A side. The Brimstone on the opposite end of this, but still, it's going to be DC Rules who takes the back foot on that fight. Sean's going to be able to shut that one down. 1-3 on the scorecards. Ultimate has been popped to try and maybe catch out this guy, but Brimstone doesn't really get much value, but that's completely okay because Equinox is just getting kills on the flank. Beautifully done on the double kill. Trinity with another, and FTR, they're not scratching their heads here. What's even happening to them?
It's just bodies falling down left and right here and there. Once again, GG's with the 4th one on board. It all started with Team FTR having the very first round, but after that, it's a clear denial coming up. Look at 4 consecutive rounds Team GG's have for themselves, which means out of this, there has been rounds which were full buy rounds for the sides of Team FTR, which have been denied. Now, once again, DC Rules will be investing onto an operator, and look how rich GG's is right now. They can actually give loan to a bank itself. They have so much money in their pockets, but on the other side, Team FTR, if they lose on this round, it's done for. 3 of the players will be going in for, half shields, and I did not even get a chance to see on how Aizen went down, and Yoru as well. What's going on?
They're just WKing their way in. They have no care in the entire world for this. Why it's always being taken and so consistent on it as well. Brimstone, absolutely nothing that he can do to try and survive that one. They're getting bodied in and out. As members of GGEZ, they're not even giving them any space to breathe.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Once again, Equinox, he finds the last one onto Viper, shuts him down, and that's the 5th one. Operator was invested coming out from the sides of Team GG's, and they got the best of that round. Over and over again, Team FTR, they are going up with the strategies to invest onto half shields and Vandals so that they can actually have a Vandal or a Phantom in the upcoming round with a half shield itself. But for how long will this continue is the question, right? Because you are having the economy, you are having half shields and weaponries for yourself, but the thing is, you are not getting rounds, and that is the most important part. Team GG's right now in this race, in this marathon, it's GG's who is so ahead, and it's so difficult to stop them. Not having proper shields at the same time, it's gonna be very difficult until and unless it's few body shots coming in by the Yoru clone. It's gonna give out a lot of information. This time, Team FTR, they have 4 of the ultimates to walk around with. The showstopper comes online. Will it find anything? It finds! It finds! But what? A suicidal ultimate coming up?
I guess it's a 1-for-1 trade, right? It's not the end of the world, but this
Yeah.
one, but he's still be aware. Equinox, he nearly got that kill, but he crushed for no apparent reason. It's gonna be a little bit of a costly fight for him to try and run into here. 4 versus 3. Ultimates now getting popped to try and force out a couple of these fights, but still Sean alive for 1. But the ultimates are just so much value. The Orbital Strike and of course the Showstopper coming in handy for this engage. This is just an impossible fight to win out. There's too many ults for that retake, and you will die out no matter what happens there.
If you see one of my creatures, it's a good thing, alright?
Slowly and steadily, Team FTR, they've invested onto a lot, to be very honest. I mean, look at that. So many investments made, and they got the round in return. On the other side, Team GG's, a lot of mess coming up here and there. The showstopper as well. I mean, Trinity not really sure on what exactly went down there, but the ultimate did find one. He just went complete after that. But for now, 5-2 is what the scoreline looks like towards the A. There's going to be a high presence coming up, but look at the chamber. Look at his positional. The dimensional drift is online. Aizen is trying his level best to run away, but the flashes right behind the back going towards the spawn itself comes out of the dimension. And now it's going to get them into a lot of problems. Both of these players have been forced to leave their position. The shorty comes up, finds one.
No way,
Not the best of the timing. Aizen, what is going on? Not the best of the timing. Aizen gets taken down. 14 HP, but 2 frags with the dimensional drift on. And Team FTR completely clueless on the other side. The site is completely open for business. That's the B side I'm talking about, aggressive. The spike gets planted. A 3v4 retake. All the forces online.
Thing just fell apart in just a couple of seconds there. It's gonna be the Euro again with a big flank of his own. The Euro ultimate's gonna give some form of value with information, but that's just not gonna be enough. Euro over towards the back, has a flash to maybe play around with, completely dodged out as Equinox again gets the catch over towards the Euro. These flashes are just not working out in their favor. As GGEZ, they're making sure that things are easy. Good God, Sean, what was this?
Oh my god, look at the ultimate. I mean, just look at what has happened with the dimensional drift coming up from the sides of Team GG's. He just went all around, got the position, marked it as well. And look at Aizen. Look at Aizen. He had the timing to take him down. There was a shorty. He had the best of the time to take him down, but sadly,
He used
it's
the
not gonna work
Trailblazer.
in his favor for now. Yeah, he was, and that's where everything was just messy for him. But DC rules once again. He does have an operator, but he is aggressive towards the lamps. There's gonna be the judge, so it's gonna get a bit dirty out there if someone tries to go in and peek. But Trinity, he falls down to that judge. Equinox with a 3k. Team FTR completely denied for every single thing this round. The judge did find one, but it all goes down to one last remaining player. The Viper's Pit was invested onto, got them nothing in return, as the site A is where the spike gets planted. And now I feel Viper left all alone will be going in for a save maybe. That's the best of the option they have right now, because the economy maintenance is something they need to take care of.
This is just a horrible situation overall for this Viper. But look at DC rules. He's right around the corner. He should be the one to take this fight. That's exactly what the Viper is. I'm pretty sure he spots him out. Takes him out as well. 2-7 on the scorecards as the Viper just kind of lost hope, I believe. The poor guy,
just gave up
he's praying to his
completely.
lucky stars. Yeah, this is just difficult. I don't know what else to say. Looks to be a massive skill differential, but the members of FTR they did make it really far into this tournament. I'm hoping to see a glimpse of what they're capable of, but the members of GGEZ, it looks to be their team is just on a different level, especially when it comes down to coordination.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. The coordination, the team coordination is actually looking good. Once again, to initiate all of this Equinox with the Trailblazer itself trying to go and gain information. The paint shell comes in, but the return is also right present there. And look at that player towards the lamps. The shower has been taken control of. Raze gets taken down. The site is completely under control. But there's one player who has a shorty and who is towards the lamps itself. The information needs to be relied on to, or it's going to get so difficult when he finds him, shuts him down. The shorty gets them nothing. And now it's all down to two remaining players. Economical disadvantage is definitely getting them into harsh spots. But you know what? The location is compromised on. Two finds one. That's all he could do. Yoru finds him, shuts him down. Trade comes up from BC Rules. And that's going to be the 8th one on board. Team GG's right now, they are looking confident. They have the momentum for themselves. But Team FTR, they need to go and take a timeout, calm themselves down, and then decide on what can be done. Coming down to the sides of Team FTR, look at the Yoru. It has the player has 10 deaths in total. He has been denied onto every single round that he has played right from the start itself. So they need to calm themselves down, and to break the momentum GG's is building or has already built it, they need to go in for a timeout right now. Or maybe it's just be a 10-2 that we witnessed in the very first scene itself.
For now, though, it's gonna need to be a much more of a slower approach as they are worried about this take coming in from the teleporter. Not really any value whatsoever early on, but it's gonna be Trinity in towards the side, and he does drop a body for himself. Looking for another fight here. Trinity getting surrounded, but he still has the composure to go in for another fight of his own. Trinity, an absolute unit and a half. This man is holding the side down himself, and he's gonna get all of the frags if he needs to. A lot of utility being thrown their way, and this brimstone smoke is gonna be an even bigger issue. They can't break through this alone. As for now, it's just gonna be a swing, and Trinity, good for one kill, gets immediately traded out, but it looks to be done for GGEC. The map of Bind is their playground. And for FTR,
It definitely is.
looks to be a nightmare.
Oh, definitely the worst nightmare, because they are not able to get the hold of it right now. Every single time they are trying to do something, they are getting denied for. 9-2, it's already done, and if FTR gets this round, it might just be a 9-3 coming up. Now, the curse really works or no is yet the question, but looking at GG's and their confidence right now, it's impossible for 9-3 to even work, because FTR, they're getting denied for everything. Seekers come online, Viper right present in the front, still being stubborn there. You need to back off, you need to leave that position, because it's going to get very difficult. Dimensional Drift is into the play, gaining a lot of information. Yes, that's going to be the case for now. But Yoru, will he be able to find some kills is yet the question. Right behind the back. Yes, he can do that. He can actually come behind and find at least one or two, but Viper finds one onto Trinity. Look at Yoru, near the fountain is where he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He misses the entire shots out there. And he gets taken down. No way this happened. Raze finds one, gets traded. Yeah, it definitely is. It's not at all looking good, FTR. Yoru would have actually found two back there, but Aizen, yes, he converts one. It all goes down to GG's. One last remaining player. A 1v3 gets denied on two, and that's going to be a 9-3 coming up.
That was a very crucial round for them to win out on. A perfect situation overall as the members of GGEZ. They're left scratching their heads a little bit here, but the Euro just losing out on a very crucial duel. I honestly thought it was all but over then, but the Rays coming in clutch, and of course Aizen in towards the back with the Sheriff, and of course the Guardian to hold down the line. Members of FTR, they're thanking their lucky stars for this one. And with that, the members of GGEC, they do have a very substantial lead to play with, but they cannot get comfortable. You need to remember that overall, a team that when you're playing on the map of Bind at least, you don't know when the momentum's just going to go out of your hand. And this is exactly one of those situations, and unless they are careful, it's going to be quite difficult for them. But overall, I do see a lot of aggressive control early being made, and DC Rules just casually takes out a swing. He doesn't care. He's double dipping, and he's able to get it. DC Rules, what is this man, and what is his aim? Way above his ears, just looking for more.
That's gonna hurt a lot. DC Rules over and over again. Every single time, 2 for him, 3 for Trinity, and that's it for this round. No more discussions, no more player needed. They just needed 2 of them, and that's gonna be DC Rules to find him 2. Trinity with 3, and the pistol rolls in for the sides of Team GG's. 9-3 is what we were talking about, but after GG's getting the pistol for themselves, it's gonna be a lot of advantage that they have. On the other side, FTR, they were denied for even the site entry. They were not even allowed to enter the site, and before they can plan onto how the execution would be like, they just got deleted out there. It's not at all looking good. Team FTR for now, I feel they will be forcing in onto everything that they have, but the advantage is still in the favors of Team GG's as the spike was not planted.
DC Rules, though, he's been an absolute beast through and through. They're gonna trade the fuck, and they're isolating all the players inside of showers. Just look at them. All of them teleported, and they want this duel, and they're making sure to give the crunch towards Team FTR. The trades did come through, though, to at least at the bare minimum take it down to a much more easier scoreline. DC Rules not expecting the quick trades to come in, as Aizen deals quite a lot of damage here. 2v2 on the map, no real weapons for them to play with, though. Still sheriffs and no armor. They already know that the B side has to be empty with the double teleport coming in. They have the read, and they will get the spike line down regardless here. But Brimstone making for an instantaneous run towards his B side. I think he can beat the timing and maybe get away with a kill or two.
Maybe. The spike is getting planted. The molly comes in, but for how helpful this will
shot,
be, Aizen. Crack aim. Finds one, but now it all goes down to 1v2 Trinity. We have seen this man getting 2k, 3k out of his name, so if this time he finds it, it's going to be really important now. One player is quite low right from his back, takes him down. Ray's done for, and now it all goes down to Aizen. The last player tries to peek and misses few shots. That's going to be body shots coming up, but scratch that because he wanted the round. He caught it for his team. 4th one on board. FTR slowly and steadily. It all went down to one last remaining player, and we are back to the circle where we do see a 1-all equalizer in the second half itself. I mean, in terms of pistol and the upcoming rounds, we do see 1-all equalizer coming up over and over again to start and to get it to the second half itself. But again, Team GG's, what's the plan? Like, coming down to the defensive half, it might just get them into a bit of difficulties, but I do see a stringer being invested, and all these players might go a bit aggressive. Yes, they are. Aizen to start things off. 1, 2. Brimstone with the 3rd one. 3 bodies right down there. GG's with 2 remaining players. More or less, this is a 5-10 coming up.
Ooh, Trinity! So good when it comes down to his shots, and it's now all up to DC Rules. Spots out the one, and that's a spike planter. Wait, there's a good chance here. DC Rules, you just have to live this one through. Guns have been swapped, swing out from double. And it's just not gonna work. The members of FTR, the double swing was perfect there. Good opportunities, but a very expensive round. Don't forget, they lost out on 3 members, and they didn't even get the spike plant down. This is a win-win situation for the members of the defense.
At the end, the economy is something that gets targeted onto, no matter if you win or lose onto the rounds. Look at Trinity. 22 kills is what this man has. 22 kills. On the other side, the entirety of Team FTR, they are not even able to get onto those double digits. They do have the 5 rounds for themselves, but in terms of the aim duels, everything seems to be falling apart slowly and steadily. Team GG's right now being aggressive. That's going to be Son, but he needs to be careful at the same time. And on peaks and finds, and that's going to be Son done for. He had the opportunity. He had the peeker's advantage, but it did not work into his favor. The very first contact goes into Wayne, and that's going to be Sean done for. Slowly and steadily, the Seekers are online from the sides of Team FTR, and you have a lot of information to play around, but Trailblazer comes up, and the Lamps is completely under control. Slowly, the site will be also. But look at FTR, they're taking it so slow. They're not yet inside the site completely.
Oh no, Machiavelli. This is gonna be a very difficult one to try and break into for now, though. Machiavelli needs to be good for a kill with his buddies here. They do get that beautiful stun out. They can't really find the fight just yet. So Machiavelli giving away the positions. Really what's gonna hurt them here. It is still a 4. Never mind, a 4 versus 3 as DC rules. He's gonna be coming in for a couple of his own kills. This is a 3 versus 2 already as Aizen. He's been an absolute danger man for their squad, but it's just not gonna be enough. The raise, good for 1, but not gonna be good for the second. Machiavelli comes in with the last frag. 11th round on the board as the members of GGEZ, they finally have a foothold back in towards this match. As FTR, it was a good try, but I think they had a chance for a rotation and they opted to not go for it. One Brimstone smoke was still up and the Brimstone just didn't use it.
Exactly. On the other side, they had the advantage to start things off, right? They found the very first frag itself. The Yoru was done for in the initial 10 seconds itself. So that was anyways a win-win situation for them. They had the numbers. They would have rotated, got to the other side, went in for the plant and made it work for them. But that was definitely not the plan. Trinity! Again, that's going to be Yoru, done for Aizen joining the same party. The Torde forces online from DC Rules. And now it seems to be pretty difficult with the flashes. What is happening out there? Sean with not just a 1 but a 2. Trinity shuts down Viper and that's going to be a flawless match point as well. This is the first map of best of 1. But GG's, they are so confident right now. Look at them running away with rounds. 1 is all they need right now.
This is going to be a beautiful roundup overall for the members of FTR. It's another early push out. It seems as though FTR, they're down to their last couple of stages. This team not really having the best of days here as DC rules. Looking for another fight of his own. Sean does take a back foot here with Viper taking a very early aggressive hold. It seems as though DC rules didn't want to risk it. Immediately opted for a TP as soon as he lost that first bullet. They need to try and maybe play for a little bit of an advantage, but DC rules over towards the corner. He still has an opportunity for a fight. Good for 1 kill. Not gonna be good for the second though. Takes it down over. The spray does connect as the Euro gets shut down as DC rules. An absolute treat to watch each and every time when you see this man. As it's a 3v4 and this retake looks to be imminent.
Look at what is happening out there. I'm completely clueless. Trinity with 1 with 2. And GG's, they find the best of that map. 13 to 5 is what the scoreline looks like. And it's all about the sides of Team GG's. There have been few rounds where Team GG's have just maybe let it go off or have made mistakes here and there. But at the end, it does not matter. They wanted the best of that map and they got it for themselves. Team FTR, they're completely clueless on what has happened with them. I mean, the strategies, the team coordination, everything, every single thing was faltering down, and especially the aim duels. Sean, at stance, we did, see Sean being a bit aggressive, and it was 2 or 3 consecutive rounds. He was the very first person to get taken down, but it did not even matter. Team GG's, they brought back the numbers for themselves, they brought back the game, and they got it for themselves. The best of 3 series, the very first map goes into the favors of Team GG's, and now FTR, they are under pressure of getting the second map or else it's done for. And to emphasize on the fact more, we are going to head towards Lotus Aggressive.
It's going to be a very difficult one. If a team's coordination is on this level on a map like Bind, you know that on Lotus, it's going to be even better because on Bind, you have an opportunity as a defender or even as an attacker to just adapt a little bit and maybe change out your utility usage and rely on pure basic fundamentals to get you through this particular map. But when you head over to Lotus, you need an overarching strategy, you need proper map control. There are so many more different factors that just get added onto the simple basics of team coordination and synergy. And currently, I haven't really seen much of that coming out from the members of FTR, which will probably be one of their biggest pitfalls as they head over into Lotus.
Yeah, definitely. Also to highlight it more, no timeouts were taken coming up from the sides of FTR. They have been losing rounds back to back, but no single timeout coming in. Now, timeout, why is it important if you guys think so? It's going to be very important not just to build your momentum, build your confidence, but to break the momentum your opponents do have. And We know GG's at a point of time they were dominating, they were getting rounds back to back. Look at Trinity. He has an ACS of 407. That's directly the double of what his own teammate has. 2 and 9, and after that, a 407. Five first bloods coming up, the rating of 119. On the other side, Equinox, 15 kills, but 110 of an rating that he has out of his name. The entirety of, Team GG's, they have performed. They've showed, they've stepped up, but FTR right now they need to step up as well. I just can see one single player, and that's going to be Spartan with double digits onto his name. Rest all player, it goes down to one single frags that they had. So Team GG's, yes, a good map coming up for them. We are back at the highlights as well to talk more about what has happened. But this first round, it was dramatic. Okay, it was pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I honestly thought that the members of GGEC were gonna have a rough time, but after this first round, everything got turned on its head. That eco round and that thrifty just set the pace for the entire game. It was just a point and click adventure game at that point for the members of GGEC. The way that their aim just carried them forward, it was incredible to watch. And this team showcasing their
Yeah.
mechanical dominance here up against FDR could just be the deciding factor that shuts down the map of Vine and ends this series off in a possible 3-0. Anything is possible here coming out from both of these squads. But for now, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You have a chance. You can showcase to us exactly where you deserve this victory on the map of Lotus, but I think everything went wrong for FTR after this round. There is no way Sean got away with a double kill. I understood the play, but the timing. It's
Yeah.
just the most unfortunate situation for them.
We can just frame it like he was pretty unlucky out there. Even at this point of time when Viper was taken down, it just felt like he gave up completely. No movement, no weaponry in the hand whatsoever. Slowly and steadily, it was all about GG's. On the other side, Yoru missing onto few shots, which were pretty important. He was right at the back of those players, and if by chance he would have converted those frags, he would have saved himself from getting taken down. But DC rules once again. He's been a phenomenal player, and every single time he has went onto that domination, he has proved himself. GG's good run coming up. Scoreline, yes, that's going to be a 13-5, but there have been mistakes committed from their end as well. So if they overlook onto that, it might just get them into a lot of difficulties. But if they work onto them and get the best of the next map itself, then it's a 2-0 victory that we keep talking about.
There's a good chance, but we never really know until that next map rolls around. And hey, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
as we are going to be waiting for the next map to get started off soon enough, make sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe. And also check out a couple of links down below in the description if you want to check out some monitors as well. We got a lot of great deals for you all. But overall, I think that the map of Lotus will be interesting in the sense that there's a chance we could see that double
Yeah.
controller setup come out the same as the map of Vine, but the double controller setup really requires you to have the coordination. I'm hoping that the members of FTR go in for something a little bit more simpler because I think they're trying to overcomplicate a lot of their strategies, and that will probably hurt them a lot if they don't try to simplify things a bit more on the map of Lotus.
Yeah, definitely. Also, to highlight it more, I feel utilities is something they need to work on to more because, the fact that utilities can actually help you take the aim duels a bit easier as compared to the normal aim duels, right? You can actually go in with that stun or maybe put on those paint shells, give a lot of damage. If you have a SOA, you can go in for that shock dart. So there's a lot of things that can be done with the utility as well to improve the aim duels at the same time because, just going on for direct aim duels will be pretty deadly because we know how the sides of Team GG's is working right now. They're actually good when it comes down to sheriffs
True.
or maybe having a vandal or a phantom. So if you have an utility, you can actually go make them vulnerable, stun them, give them a lot of damage, and then try to take them down. So that's the best possible way that you can have an escape to that aim duels. But it all depends upon the map of Lotus itself because this is an important map. If it goes down to a 2-0, this is going to be very, very deadly. And the way GG has been performing, I feel aggressive. They want to take it to a 2-0. They do not want to extend it whatsoever. They are pretty confident. The momentum is high. And FTR, they need to break it. That's a big, big responsibility alongside a lot of pressure.
It's gonna be difficult for each of these teams to make it work out, but FTR, they're still going to be on that back foot regardless. I'm really
Yeah.
hoping to get things a little bit more in line for them, but you never really know. We just got confirmation, ladies and gents, that we will be heading on down over into the next map immediately. There will be no
Yeah.
break. It seems though the teams are going to be gunning to make this victory happen and finish things off as quickly as possible. So we're going to grant them their wish, and we are going to grant your wish as well. You don't have to see our
Mm-hmm.
faces soon, as soon as the teams are going to get ready with it. But for now,
I mean,
I'm
all
gonna.
right.
Hey, I meant about me, not about you, so it's okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you were asking something. Go ahead.
Yeah. Personally, I want to say that FTR, what they
Mm-hmm.
do have is a lot of good ideas, but they kind
Mm-hmm.
of get caught up into doing their ideas a little bit too much, and they forget about the flow of the game. I've seen this from a lot of up and coming teams, and whenever you look at the squad, they have a really good sense of what they really need to do in a match. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go for this strategy. I'm gonna pull off this certain stun. I'm gonna try to brute force my way into this portion of the map. I will take this map control, but that's it. They only have one singular plan in their heads, and when it comes down to the
Yeah.
mid round, they're just completely lost. It happens each and every time I look at these brand new squads. And for the members of GGEZ, they don't have that. They know how to go in for an early round call, and they know how to adapt it towards that mid round. I'm really hoping here on the map of Lotus, we're going to be able to witness the same thing coming in from FTR.
Yeah, definitely. But for now, looking at the composition, it feels like a double controller coming up from the sides of Team GG's, the Viper and the Omen. Other than that, it's going to be the Initiator, the Sentinel, and the Duelist, which is going to be an important investment. But on the other side,
Choose your
it's
agent.
going to be a bit difficult. I mean, look at that. Fade and Breach coming up alongside Raze, Cypher, and Omen. Now, there's a lot of combination that we can talk about towards the A site itself, towards the Rumble, or maybe towards the entry. You can actually go in with the C's and the nades, or maybe the stun and the pain shells is what I'm talking about. Paranoia can be on point. You can be pretty aggressive when it comes down to the defending side itself, but will it work? Because we were talking about it right a while ago itself. There are a lot of strategies that the team has in their minds itself, but it's just that they are not able to capitalize over it, or maybe GGs are not allowing them to do so. So FTR right now, the agent selection can actually work good for them when it comes down to the first half itself, but again, it all goes down to the capitalization itself. If they went in for just aim duels as they were trying to do previously, it's done for. It's going to get them into a lot of difficulties.
Yeah, it's just going to be problem after problem that will show up for the teams. But what will not be an overall problem, I do believe, is going to be us going in towards the game. No technical issues, I'll say it again. In before
Come
someone
on.
disconnects.
Every single time.
Oh, no.
What? Oh my god.
What are
Oh
the
my god,
chances?
aggressive.
Is the
You did
producer
not
trying
have
to
to
troll me now?
jinx it.
Am I being trolled? Honestly, I
I-
feel that I was just being trolled. Okay, buddy.
Out of charges.
Oh my god, Joke's about to start things off. Mechanic! He's found a frag with a pain shell to start things off. And that's going to be one player tonight from the sides of GG's. And it's not just about that one single player. The other one is being brought down to half of his health. The execution more or less is a C-heavy presence coming up where the Viper and the Omen, both the controllers are present, so it might be a bit difficult. The stuns are on point, the Prowler goes in, Son trying to go in for that smoke mark. Carl finds one, but Mechanical and Aizen, they just convert two out there. The numbers have faltered down, and Team GG's more or less, the pistol round seems to be done for. But look at Moron.
Last player standing.
Oh no.
Ah, come on! The timing, Trinity finds one onto Mechanical, gets taken down. The first round rolls in for FTR. I was about to say that two players are pretty low to their HP, but it did not,
Oh, they
not
changed
matter
out
because
players.
GG's, they lost their number. Yeah.
Wait a minute, they changed two players on theirs. Oh wait, no.
Yeah?
We're just seeing their names now. We didn't see their names before. I was so confused for a second. I was like, wait, who are they? Did they change players or something? But there was a UI bug before because a couple of players did leave out on the lobby, so we didn't really see their names last time around. Now we do see them. These are the exact same players, ladies and gents. Don't worry about that.
Yep. It's going to be the case. Team FTR, a good start coming up from their end for now. The second round is what we are talking about. An advantage coming up definitely for the sides of FTR, and also Lotus is known to be an attacking favored map. Let's see if they are able to pull off a Thrifty. A lot of utils to play around with. The Seas comes in as well. But look at the heavy presence. There are so many players towards the A side. Team FTR, not the best of the decision, I feel. I'm really scared of what is going to happen. Slowly and steadily, they are trying to back off towards the Rumble, is where I do see the players. Viper came pretty aggressive towards the spawn itself, but went back towards the seaside over and over again. Not really sure on what Team GG's is planning to, but the rotation has been called off. There's one player who is going to hold trees, and that's going to be Spartan, the Cypher itself, in the hope of finding at least 1 or 2 frags out there. The turret will give him the information, and that's the best of the distraction, because the rotation will be there, but the Viper, that's pretty close, walks into the crosshair of Marin, gets taken down. And they've got the first strike, the advantage as well. Spartan trying to run away, trying to save himself as much as he can, has been brought down to 54 of his health. It's just so typical for him, and Sean comes up. Yeah, they are just chasing him. It's just like running behind, but he's in the positioning is gonna get them into a lot of problems. The reveal does come in. 1-to-1 trade. Sean with up to 3k. This is yet doable. 2 remaining players. Timing needs to be the best one out there. DC Rule finds one player right up there. Marin takes him down. But time. They need to work on time, or it's gonna get very difficult.
They have it.
2 players right in front.
How are they
taken
pulling
down.
off these Thrifties?
No way. It's a deja vu. Again. This is what happened in the previous match itself, and this is happening again aggressive. A Thrifty rolling in and a 1-all equalizer in this best of 3 series.
It is insane how good these players are when it comes down to their eco rounds. They have a proper plan in mind. As the members of FDR, they were just on the wiser. This is happening over and over again for them. And I don't really know what I could say, because it feels as though the members of FDR just keep allowing the members of GGEZ to take these 1v1 duels. They have no one to trade them. And these are positions that you just cannot play in situations like this.
Slowly and steadily. Maron, no, not the best of the decision. Not the best of the decision, but he will be the one who comes up on top. He finds one. There has been a double trade coming up. DC Rules finds 2. And slowly and steadily 4. What? That would have been an ace coming up. Trinity shuts down the last player. The ace have been denied, but they get the second round for themselves. Slowly and steadily, there has been a lot of bodies who fell down outside the A site itself, and GG's, they get the second one on board. Now a full buy coming up for FTR, which will confirm us whether this is a deja vu or not. You remember 4 rounds consecutively is what GG's got in the previous match itself. So if that is the case, then I don't know what to say. Aggressive. I'm dumped for already.
Truly. Another really interesting round coming up for them here. Swings out, and the first line of contact will be given. Trinity opens up the door, but his position's a little bit off. But the Omen Paranoia comes in so clutches Trinity at his nade. It bounces over and catches on 2. This is purely on the basis of Machiavelli's snake bite. They walked into the snake bite. They walked into Machiavelli's snake bite when they were trying to run away, and the nade just catches them. No way. You cannot lose a round like this.
This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt them a lot. It's hurting us right here. I mean, I can actually feel the pain. Team FTR once again back to an economical crisis that they are facing. Back to sheriffs is what we are talking about. Team GG is not really sure on what they are doing, but they are destroying their opponents right now. They are confident, and if this goes on, Team FTR is going to get very difficult, because Lotus is an attacking favor map. I don't know how much I would emphasize on this, but this is going to get them into a lot of difficulty. Slowly and steadily, the door goes down, the flash comes in, dodges it perfectly. Sean finds one. That's going to be Breach. Brawler comes in, so is the case with Paranoia. Oh, the flash is being exchanged. The Brawler finds him, and that's going to be Mechanic who finds Sean. Trade comes up. That's going to be Trinity. But he gets taken down as well. 3v3 is what it looks like. The C's are on point, and so is the case with Reveal. But Equinoxy knows there's one player right in front of him. The paranoia is gonna hit him bad. But the player towards the main Spartan shuts him down. Crispy shots coming up from the sides of from the sides of FTR for now. Mr. Shots here and there, left and right. What is happening? Aggressive.
Spike planted.
This is just control, and they are demanding it. And Asen comes in so clutch. What just happened, Baron? And Asen, they just found the shots of their life. And DC rules, that is a very, how do I put it, a very uncharacteristic miss coming out from him. I've never seen him miss shots like this. But at the very end, the pressure was just way too much. FDR, they casually just ran in towards the side and they got all the frags that they needed. Some of these rounds are so questionable overall of how the members of GGEZ are able to win it or even take it, but that's the game of Valorant sometimes. You never really know what to expect.
There.
Not really sure on what exactly is going down, but for now, DC rules, he has the best of that position. You do not peek an operator, well, the smokes will definitely prevail. Any one player's life getting taken away, but they need to be careful. Viper on the other side, the controller is right present there to have the control of the entirety of the site out there. The responsibilities are divided. Door goes down, so Trinity needs to be careful for two different angles. He needs to be pretty careful or it's going to get him into a lot of difficulties. Team GG's, they do have the Omen and the Showstopper. The Omen and the Showstopper to work around with. On the other side, the Nightfall and the Showstopper. Now, this is a good combination, to be very honest, for the sides of FTR. If they invest onto Nightfall, they get the position and they go in with the Showstopper, take those players down. It can actually be a good one for them. But will they be investing onto that is yet the question. They, for now, are taking it very slow. I feel they are going to go in for the last 30 seconds execution maybe. I mean, look at everyone outside the C site itself. They are waiting, giving no sound cues whatsoever. But as soon as the sound cue comes in, it's going to be the Soul Viper who is into a lot of difficulties. Mechanic finds him, shuts him down. And the 30 seconds execution feels to be working for them. Marin converts one onto Son. GG's is losing number this time. Trinity finds one onto Mechanic. But 10 seconds remaining. The plant is not yet done. Marin will be going in for the plant. One last remaining player gets taken down. FTR finally gets the best of this round, and now they are able to answer back. This is actually a good round rolling in for them. They did just invest onto the Showstopper, and now they even have the Neural Theft online.
This is such a tough spot. 3-3 on the scorecards already as the members of FTR, they have a little bit too much space to play around with. And I'm hoping that the members of GGEZ start to push up a little bit more. The last couple of rounds, they've been so aggressive on their own accord. But here, they just are staying hidden for no apparent reason. They can take fights, they can take duels, make the members of FTR feel uncomfortable. And that's exactly what they're trying to do in this particular round. Early levels of control, you now know where they're going to be headed. And I'm really hoping this Viper doesn't die out early. They're trying to hold down the line here for as long as they possibly can. Machiavelli, not really the best of snake fights because the Raze is still isolated inside of the corner. He needs to maybe try to take this duel, but with DC rules already with the lockdown, they're opting for a full-on retake. This is smart. GGEZ, they can play this one slow. They have the opportunity to do so. Oh, that could have ended badly. What? What the dog doing? Biting? What's the dog doing?
And biting, yeah. What is happening? GG's once again to start things off the way they have found the very first frag for themselves. I mean, that was unexpected, to be honest, but FTR, they've been slowed down. There's been a lot of noise that they made, but for now, they will be investing onto the Nightfall. The rotations maybe are called off, but it's better to hold up the sides right now. Nightfalls come into the play, and now it's going to be the Rolling Thunder as well. Two of the ultimates going all together, but does not matter. Look at the bodies piling up. DC rules finds not just one, two, but triples it up. And it's done for GG's. What did just happen? FTR, they invested onto so much right now, but everything got denied. DC rules got the best of that round out there. 3K onto his name, and the round rolls in for them. Two ultimate goes in Wayne aggressive. The Nightfall and the Rolling Thunder itself. They did not get anything in return after investing onto so much, and that's a huge loss coming up.
I don't know why exactly they didn't try to clear out stairs. That stairs position would have been one of the most important points for them to clear out because they don't really have mechanic anymore. Your race is gone. What are you going to try to clear that powerful position? No utility was invested to even maybe make the Viper uncomfortable. He has easily got away with so much for free. That's Trinity. Opposite side with the judge. He can just hold down this corner for as long as he possibly can. A lot of players are on the opposite end of this. Trinity! He's gonna walk away with murder. He's probably gonna be good for 2 kills this come Trinity! Good for 1, but the trades are just instantaneous. It's synonymous. The members of FTR, they're gonna be the ones to survive as Equinox. He needs to worry about a lot of different angles now for himself. Too many corners and not really any information. A beeline towards the seaside is imminent. Is Machiavelli? He knows that the hit's going to be coming soon, but it's going to be a complete and utter rotation again. They baited out themselves, and they also baited out the defenders. This is an empty A site. They can play this one slow.
Yeah. It is. The Prowler comes into the play. They are trying to check each and every corner, but the Omen ultimate comes in. Whoa, what? Okay. Nevertheless, placed himself towards the trees is what he used his ultimate onto, but 2 players towards the flank. Now, if they did not anticipate this, it's going to be done for. There's 1 player towards the Rumble itself, but Jack, he is pretty low, and I feel Rumble will be checked onto. Yeah, that's an obvious position that you do check. Jack gets taken down, and now it goes down to a 2 versus 2. The smokes are right present there, but both of these players, the Viper's pick is online. Will they invest onto the flash? Comes in, finds nothing for now. The Paranoia does it. It all goes down to 1 last remaining player. Tries to take 1 player down. Equinox, he finds 1. Takes the second one down as well. Doubles it up. Time
Oh wait, he does have
not
time.
being the best friend. Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
he
Come
does,
on.
he does.
Yeah, Time is his best friend. Definitely clutches it out in the last few seconds, or milliseconds, I would say. But how it all started, Trinity, that was a deadly move coming up. Look, he hit Breathe so bad, but still, it all went down to Equinox being the last player, and he clutched it out when his team needed the most. He had the best of that timing, and he got the round. 5th one on board. Team FTR completely clueless. So 1v2 is what these guys had to await onto, but you know, they would have played on time rather than going in for duels maybe. But scratch it, whatever happened, happened. And for now, this is going to be one more important round rolling in.
It's one mechanic to try and get some early aggressive control here for his own. A couple of baits here and there, no real utility being invested just yet. Machiavelli's position is already being found out, but there's way too much utility on the seaside. You can't try to fight this. And do you know what the saddest story about all of this is? The fact that the Rays used both of his blast packs to get in that close over on towards Mount basically means he has nothing to destroy the Killjoy utility unless he invests his nade to try and clear it. And that is not a good investment. You want that nade to clear out the back end of the side. That staircase position is such a good spot to be in, and the Raze nade is the only thing that can clear it. But what do? You see 2 forms of Killjoy utility just sitting there. That is an instant rotate. And I'm pretty sure that the members of FTR, they try to bait this one out and maybe get this Raze to get caught out. If they see the Raze, there's a good chance that the defenders may sell this fake. They buy this fake, sorry.
Yeah. Seekers are online for now. They would have a lot of information with the help of Seekers as well. And they do have the Viper's Pit to walk around with. GG's, let's see on how will they be investing onto the Viper's Pit. The Paranoia comes and the peek comes in from Trinity as well. But Spartan, he finds Son. And that's going to be through the smoke itself. But such a mess coming up. The players are dashing into each other. DC Rules converts 3 once again. Equinox finds Aizen. It all goes down to Machiavelli being the last surviving player. Time, not the best friend out there. FTR, Spartan gets taken down. Well, it was Spartan, the last surviving player. He gets taken down. And GG's for one more round. But what was happening? The players were dashing and just colliding into each other to get out of that side. DC Rules converted 3. And it's the 6th one on board for GG's. Team FTR. It looks like the comms are quite messed up at this point of time. And slowly, steadily, it's just them losing on those rounds. 3 consecutive rounds again is what GG's had for themselves. Aggressive. And if it goes on this way, on the defending half, imagine what is going to happen in the, attacking side.
They're gonna possibly fall apart here if they're not careful. Again with the early aggressive nature. The members of GGEZ, they're already in towards A, and this is so much early control. The pressure is insurmountable as Machiavelli pushing up himself. He can't lose this duel. If he does, this is gonna be bananas! Mason, this guy's an absolute treat to watch, especially when it comes down to his share of usage. It's good for it. And now they're dropping like flies one by one as a breach. Does get the refrags going. As Sean, he needs to be the hero of this story.
Yeah.
Either he gets 2 kills or he's done for. One more shot. Good for it. Good for it. Sean with the 4K. He just holds down the line for his squad and he doesn't miss a single bullet. Sean. It just works out
God.
beautifully.
He definitely does. Look, he calmed himself down, he adjusted his aim, and he went in for all the frags. I'm not really sure on why did the sides of FTR solo peek him. I mean, they were trying to take him down. 4 players even peeking all together would have taken away his life. 2 players or 3 players. I'm not really sure on what the peak was like, but FTR, this shouldn't have been the case. A 1v4 to end it, 4 players getting taken away. And once again, it's DC Rules who finds the first one. And that's a Breach done. I'm not really sure on how Breach can be the very first player to get taken down. I mean, looking at what utils he has to play behind. But DC Rules does not matter on who the player is. Once again, a 3K. Might just be a 4th one that rolls in. But now, he will be going behind. Aggressive. DC Rules has taken your name for real.
Truly. This guy just does not know how to stop. Aggressive when it comes down to the attack side, aggressive when it comes down to the defense. He is consistent though. That's something that I'm not whenever I'm playing a game of Valorant.
Oh, okay.
Machiavelli.
Okay.
He's walking out. A Spartan. Wait a minute. He's trying to make things a lot more competitive for his team. He has gotten it down over to a 2v2 situation. Machiavelli's on the opposite side of this door. As soon as DC Rule takes his first line of contact, it's gonna be good. He's gonna go for the shot. DC Rule looks for another one. Machiavelli around the corner. Swings out and he does win out that fight. Low HP on Spartan. He's not gonna be able to win that one through. 8-3. Yes, that was way too close. But DC Rules, once again, the consistency on this man is just incredible to watch. At Spartan, he made this one very close. He pulled off a miracle nearly.
DC Rules. I really want to ask this player on what did he have for lunch today before getting into the server itself. 16-7 is where he is right now. 16 frags, 7 deaths, and the turret as well. The placement is on point every single time. His setup is working really good. Now, the hopes of them having the C control for themselves is next to impossible, looking at the Viper's Pit being invested, but this time, B, aggression is what they are looking forward to. DC Rules, will he go in? Yes, he is trying to go in for that lockdown, but slowly and steadily, FTR players, they're getting denied for everything. The showstopper comes in, Spartan. His knife is not present. Trinity with a 3K. Equinox finds the last nail into the coffin. Aizen gets taken down. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, what GGEZ is doing is just a clean-up job. There's them on a roll. They are just going ahead, gun blazing towards their enemies, and they are taking them down. 9-3 is where we are ending. And guess what? The previous half itself, aggressive was a 9-3. The previous match is what I'm talking about. And here we are with a 9-3 again. I mean, don't know what's happening today. I'm completely clueless.
It's just Equinox, man. The way that this guy's been playing, it is incredible. Overall, though, the members of GGEZ, all of their players are just in a different league of their own. The confidence is brimming, and it's overflowing as well in some cases. But for them, I don't think overconfidence is a bad thing. If they have the aim to make things happen and force the members of FTR into very uncomfortable position, that's completely fine. It's a massive skill difference, but not for the things that the audience may think. The overall utility usage is planned out by the members of FTR, but they're not able to adapt. The raw mechanical skill differential coming in from GGEZ and FTR is what's really differentiating them. Utility usage, to a certain degree, they work out, but the mid-game calls and the way that GGEZ are able to isolate a lot of these gunfights. It's what's really causing them issues.
Team FTR. Slowly and steadily, the first half comes to an end, and for now, the second half is what we are talking about. Every single time we are on a 9-3 or a 10-2 scoreline, we tend to say that the pistol round is going to be an important one. So is the case again. FTR, if they do not have the pistols for themselves, they are going to give away 2 rounds to GGs, and that's not going to be a good one, or maybe just one, because a lot of thrifties have already rolled in the favor of FTR. So might just be a 1-all that we witnessed over and over again, a 10-4, or maybe something different, a 5-9 coming up. Let's see if that's going to be the case for now. But someone break the Raze utilities out there. Spartan was running away. He was trying to dodge. He was trying to do everything that he can, but the site is completely under the control. Sean will be going in for the plant. The first pick comes in. The first contact comes in, and now it all goes down to 2. Oh well, scratch it. Make it just one last remaining player. Team FTR, 25 HP and a dream. A brawler to walk around with, but no, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Trinity, ouch. The knife comes in and the pistol round. And Team GG's get the 10th one on board. Look at how, Equinox is coming further for the knife, but ouch.
That's a sad story and a half coming in from members of GGEZ. For them, it's absolutely criminal, and they're having fun with it. This round really doesn't matter. 10-3 on the scorecards. It seems that the curse for the pistols haven't really been the case here, as FTR really just could not stop this hyper-aggressive rush coming out from them. Machiavelli does have a bulldog in his hand to maybe take this A-side for himself, but they're not wanting to fight an FTR. They're making a beeline it and running away as quickly as they possibly can. Opting for a retake is good, but I think at this point they're just trying to find for exits. Oh, wait, they force bot.
Yeah, they definitely did. Aizen to start things off finds one, gets traded off, but a 1-3 trade coming up. I mean, a 1-4-3. That's not how it is done. Marin converts one onto Son, but now all he has is Marshall to walk around where tries to take one player down, hits the body shot, but that's all he could do as Trinity finds him, shuts him down. 11th one on board. Team GG's, they are on a roll right now. 11-3 is what the scoreline looks like. They denied FTR for the pistols, but the advantage as well. And now they will be playing on to bonus, where FTR will be having a full buy for them. So, oh no, wait. They did invest onto the previous round and they lost it. So the economical damage is definitely going to come in. But let's see on how do they capitalize over the situation. Because if not this round, then it's going to be impossible, right? If you want to take this map victory and get it to the decider itself, you need to start getting rounds from here on itself. 7 consecutive or 8 consecutive rounds is what I'm talking about. But for now, I do see the struggle coming up from Breach. Does not matter. Trinity, Satchel comes in, gets denied. He did drop a Vandal, yeah, okay, for his teammates. And for now, GGs have lost their initial player, and that's going to be the duelist. Oh, good placement.
Yeah. That entry is going to be a little bit painful, but Equinox is going to be able to equal things out pretty quickly. Sean also on the other side. Good for a little bit of damage. Marin does shut down Sean, but that's really fine as Spartan. He wants to be that first line of attack for his team to spearhead their way in towards the side, but it's not going to be that easy just yet. Heal comes through to just do a little bit of damage control. Both players already spotted out, but they don't know where the third is. They could be anywhere. DC Rule stacking up with his buddies here. Good for maybe a kill. DC Rule biting him a bit more than he can chew. Needs to be careful for this fight, as he's the last one remaining. He needed to peek out a lot more earlier there, but DC Rules, he just took that trade slightly earlier. There was a good chance that the Viper would have survived there. 11-4 on the scorecards as Team FTR. They thank their lucky stars for a victory, but I don't think they're that happy with the odds that they've been given. 11-4. You need to win so many more rounds to bring yourself back.
Here.
Yep. 8 rounds to take it to a match point. And in between of this 8 rounds, if GGs get 1 round, then you have to make it a 9. You have to take it to 12. Get the, Oh, sorry. You have to take 8 rounds back to back again. take it to an overtime, win 2 more rounds, and then get the map for yourself. This is very exhausting, very tiring, and very difficult at the same time. Looking at the aggression GG's is showing straight away. The Omen have to work around with on both of these ends, but for how long will it work is yet the question. Slowly and steadily trying to make their way towards the A side. Yeah, I do see a bit of a presence coming up towards the A site itself. They are trying to take the A control for themselves, but will they be able to do that? Machiavelli to start things off, finds one onto Mechanic, shuts him down. Numbers have faltered, the ball goes down, and so is the hope of Aizen to be alive for this round as Trinity finds him, shuts him down, and now the alarm bot will be giving a lot of information. Patience coming to the play. It's going to push back these players. Trinity is way too good when it comes down to the aim duels itself. The satchel comes and Breach finds one onto Trinity. But the job is not yet done. Right standing on the Viper's Molly. It's done for. And it's going to be a 12-4 scoreline. GG's match point it is. And look at the ultimates. Seekers from the shadows and Showstopper. 3 ultimates. 2 out of which can give you a lot of information. 1 which can destroy your opponent. So, Team FTR, are they ready for this? I'm not really sure.
I don't think so. The attackers have so much utility to give, while the members on the defense are just trying to lick their wounds and maybe try and survive this onslaught. For FTR, they are trying to utilize some early levels of utility to give themselves an advantage, but they're not really allowing the attackers to push into them first. This is such a crucial thing for them to come into you first, as here comes the ult. Trinity good for a kill. And look towards the back here, Sean. Into the shadows, just coming in clutch here. They have full side control, and it looks to be all but over, but the Breach, okay, maybe. Look for the first initial kill there. Does get a weapon for his trouble. Looking for a fight, but look at Trinity. The aim game is so good. They're just taking duels, but Breach very much alive in this fight. 7 bullets, but a shorty over on the opposite side. He's still gonna be kicking on this one. Ultimate comes through as DC rules. His position's already being given away. I'm pretty sure they heard him. DC rules. Wait, no. The Rolling Thunder masked it. We have no idea. His flash is gonna come through. He dodges it, and DC rules is gonna be the one. Consistent and ever. And of course, has the aim to make things work. Beautifully done. That was so tight and so close. The Breach nearly pulled off a miracle for himself and his team.
Definitely, but coming down to the sides of Team FTR, I'm still confused on why the combinations were not used. I mean, to start things off itself, coming down to the defensive half, FTR, they had the Raze, they had the Fade for themselves, they had the Breach as well. They would have went in for the Breach Raze combination or the Fade Raze combination, right? The Seize and the Paint Shells, or maybe the Stun and the Paint Shells. But what is happening towards the A long is just the Paint Shells. And you know what? Whenever it goes down to Lotus, we really know that if there's a race, there is going to be a paint shell coming up. But what is the use of paint shell if there is no ability to support the paint shell giving damage to the other players out there? If there would have been stun or seize maybe to stop the players to, catch them into that positioning and then damage them, I think the paint shells would have given them a better outcome overall. But for now, scoreboard is what we have on our screens, and once again, Trinity with 23 kills, 10 deaths, and 7 assists with a rating of 112, 3 first bloods. I feel Trinity has the highest amount of first bloods onto his name, and the overall scoreline goes down to a 13-4 aggressive.
Yeah, Trinity's just been an absolute beast in map number 1 and also in map number 2. DC rules. Like, I don't know what is up with this guy, but the amount of times that he's gotten multi-kills is the insane part. He knows no remorse, and the members of FTR overall, they did a pretty good job. They had the ideas. Again, they knew what they were doing overall on a theory level, but when it came down to the practicality, the team just really fell through. But on the other side, GGEZ, they didn't go for any form of rocket science strategies. They just played normal casual Valorant. They knew how to work out the map in their favor. Their aim is highly reflective of that. And look at this round. Remember what I said, how they died to the plane shell? It was because they stepped on the snake bite coming in for Machiavelli.
Yeah.
I was so confused for a second. I was like, wait, how did they die? It has to be a form of vulnerability. And just as soon as I said it, like we can see in the replay that it was the snake bite. The utility usage also on point for the members of GGEZ here.
Exactly, that's something I was talking about a while ago, right? The utilities that you have can be actually combined with your teammates' utilities to get the best out of the round, and that's where Team FTR every single time they were falling down. They did not have a great stance when it went down to the defensive half as well. I mean, they did not have enough amount of rounds, but at the same time, the aggression coming from the sides of Team GG's was something they were not able to stop. For now, Team FTR, yeah, they definitely have lost this best of three series with a 0-2 scoreline coming up against the sides of Team GG's. But I'm really sure they've learned a lot of strategies, a lot of gameplays, and so much with the journey that they had with us every single time. You know, if I talk only about the aim duels, Team GG's, they were on top. But at the same time, they were going in for those utils as well, which was helping them make those aim duels better. This was just I wouldn't say disrespect,
Unfortunate.
but yeah, very unfortunate to be very honest. They just went in and got that knife on that one player. But yeah, what's done is done. Team GG's 2-0 victory to get to the further stages here on. They are confident, but Team GG's, even they need to keep in mind that there are few mistakes made from their end as well, which they need to work on to, because they're not able to do that, and the next team they face is stronger than them. Then it's them tasting the taste of their own medicine, which they won't definitely like. So yup, Team GG's, a lot of practice, a lot of homework needs to be done right, because they do have time for their upcoming matches.
Yeah, they have the talent to make it work and even go
Yeah.
into the following stages. And don't forget, this was the online qualifiers. We already have two teams who are going to be heading it down forward. And GGEZ, they're going to be joining the ranks as we go on over to the group stages. I'm really excited for this because GGEZ, they have the markings of a really good team. But as we are going to be heading into a couple of days break, 3 days, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that, because we're
Yeah.
going to be back with the Challenger Series on the 4th. They have some time to just get those scrims going and make sure that the teamwork
Yeah.
and synergy is on point. Because yeah, it's gonna be easy here. It's the online qualifiers, of course. There will be some skill mismatches. A lot of teams are not gonna be able to keep up with you. But as soon as you move over to the invited teams, those are the best of the best in the entire country. They know what
Oh
they
yeah,
are
they
doing,
definitely.
and they will tear you apart piece for piece, and they have no remorse doing it.
Yeah, they will just, feel on what the taste of their medicine was like, and I really know that they won't like it anyway. So for now, they need to go in and work on the team strategies. The homework needs to be done right. A lot of communication, a lot of miscommunication that we did see while in the matches as well. So it's gonna be a bit difficult for them. But right now, what we are done is the matches for today itself. We've been witnessing a lot of amazing plays coming up, but ladies and gentlemen, what you are watching is Lenovo and Intel presents the Esports Club Challenger Series 2023 VCT off season. This is an official event, and we do have our gaming monitor partner as View Sonic. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in, because it's done from our end, and we'll see you guys very soon. Until then, stay tuned. Happy gaming, and I hope you rank up. See you on the other side.
market setting. Good setting.